Hello everyone and welcome back to Bacon. Also welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. I do have a cat in my lap, so you will probably hear cat noises. In the meantime, let's get back into the third choice of Chapter 8. I imagine it's not going to last too much longer, and then we'll get right into Chapter 9. And then we'll see how far into Chapter 9 I can go before I lose my patience. Okay, that's not quite how it works, but nonetheless. Tell me, Lucette, what is he to you? Well, I don't want to say a friend, because that would probably hurt his feels. And he's not feeling like a friend anymore. In fact, he's actually openly said that we are a very important person, not quite family and more than a friend. I think he said, did he specify more than a friend? Okay, well, this one. No answer. Be in denial all you want. At the end of the day, you're going to have to decide who and what you will choose. Who or what to choose? Ha-ha! I just scared my cat with that aha. Silence, you are harassing one of our staff members. Of course, I apologize for my rude behavior, Your Highness. You seem to know a lot about us. Are you I lower my voice. Are you a witch? You're asking the wrong person, Princess. He knows who you really are. I think you two are worrying too much about me. After all, I'm just a pawn in this game. Varg dips into an elegant bow and flashes one last smile before walking away. Are you alright? I am. Thank you for helping me. You know I'd do anything for you. Oh, really? Well, what? Huh? Even Sevi's like, what? Rod shakes his head before stepping away. Anything? For me? Good thing we didn't choose the friend thing. That would have been awkward. Rod coughs, pulling me from the thought. It is possible that he's a witch, that he is working with other witches, but we have no evidence to prove it. Until we figure out what's going on, you need to be wary of him. I know. Oh, look at the cute little smile. Rod smiles at me gently. The look makes my heart thud once painfully in my chest. Stop staring at me like that. Rod looks away, his cheeks tinged red. I feel my own cheeks warm at the sight. I think I've been doing a lot more in this route than I did in Karma's. I wasn't staring at all. And look at them, they're both red. That's adorable. Both of you are hopeless. Thank you, Sevi. Shut up, Sevi. Sevi's my bro. You don't tell him to shut up. Rod gives me one last look before finally turning and walking away. I place my hand over my chest where I can still hear my thudding heartbeat. This feeling. If it is what I think it is, then I have no right to feel that way about him. He is my stepbrother. I shake my head to clear the thought, then glance down at the letter that Varg just delivered to me. There's only one sentence written on it. Come to the throne room alone tonight. Yeah, it's not a trap. Not a trap in the slightest. And yep, of course that would be right where that chapter ended. But whatever. Chapter 9. The throne room is empty when I arrive. I can only hope that this is not some sort of trap. Soon after I enter, the door squeaks open and a familiar face enters the room. Sir Mithros? Sir Mithros walks toward me. When he is close enough, he drops to one knee and bows. I frown as I take a step back from him. My princess, do not be alarmed. I know of your true identity. Sir Mithros flashes me a wide smile that causes a shudder to run down my spine. Why? Oh, okay, why am it just hit me that, of course, we have the Little Mermaid, and I just realized that we don't have an Ursula. Except for the original witch who caused the curse, I guess, but they're not really involved. Is Mithras about to become Ursula? Is that what's about to happen? Is Mithras about to become, like, the replacement Ursula? I don't know why I suddenly got that vibe off of him just now. Sir Mithros flashes me a wide smile that causes a shudder to run down my spine. You know who I am. Then that means that you are a... I took a step back as the blood drains from my face. Sir Mithros' smile only widens at my reaction. I'll say it for you. Yes, I am a witch. If you are a witch, then Sir Alcaster is... a mere human. A fool one. And Varg? Nothing but my personal errand boy. A thought suddenly occurs to me. If Sir Alcaster was plotting against the kingdom, then did Sir Mithros also punish Fritz somehow? Yeah, Did you? What'd you do to my cinnamon roll? I will fight you, magic or not. What about Fritz? Was he a part of Sir Alcaster's plans? Ah, the knight. To avoid confusing you, let us just say that the situation surrounding him is too complicated to adequately explain, because he be cursed. I command you to answer my question, Sir Mithros. Was Fritz a part of this? If it makes you feel any better, he refused to be a part of this. If you killed off my adorable little cinnamon roll, we're gonna have words, buddy. I'm gonna be... No. Without joking, though, if they killed off Fritz again, I'm going to genuinely be angry. I'm gonna be so mad. My poor little Fritz gets killed off every freaking route. I'm gonna be so mad. He refused? Does that mean that he was not a part of the plans? Or just that he was unwillingly forced to participate in them? Or just that he was unwillingly forced to participate in them? There we go. I am certain that Sir Alcaster would not be happy that his own son was disobeying him. He either forced him to help or assigned him outside the palace. But if Fritz knew of Sir Alcaster's plans, why did he not warn anyone about them? Was he working with Sir Mithros as well? More questions swirl in my head, but none of them have answers. When this is over, I will personally ask Fritz about this, once I can locate him. Unless he's dead. I shake the thoughts away and bring my attention back to Sir Mithros, who better not have killed off my Fritz. Why bother with this reveal? What do you hope to gain from it? Before we start our conversation... Uh-oh. Sir Mithros waves his hand, conjuring a faint green glow that envelops the whole room. Just in case someone decides to eavesdrop, I wouldn't want any of your witch friends listening in on us. Yes, I'm aware that one of them has been snooping around the palace these past few months. Their snooping has made it more difficult to move around without exposing myself. Sir Mithros clicks his tongue in annoyance. Such a nuisance. He is referring to Delora. She and Parfait warned me before that there was a witch in the palace. Is Sir Mithros truly that witch? I never really trusted him, not even when I was a princess. Now that he's revealed himself as a witch, I need to know what he plans on doing. You knew that I was the princess this entire time, yet you never offered me any assistance. If I had, Alcaster would have targeted you as well. What? Alcaster wanted to dispose of the royal family. If he had known you were the princess, he would have been after you too. It would have been easier with no one remembering you as the princess. But unfortunately, Fritz told his father about you, thinking that Alcaster might be able to help and protect you. And it didn't help that Varg confirmed it. Of course he would! Your mother wouldn't have been happy with me if I put you in harm's way. That is why I had to pretend not to know you in order to protect you. Sir Mithros is silent for a few moments before he speaks again. Revealing myself to be a witch was necessary. I had to make myself appear useful to Alcaster somehow, after all. Then of course I learned of his foolish plans to steal the crown and decided to thwart them. Though not before I stole something from Alcaster first. I played him like the fool that he was! I told him that I would aid him with my magic so long as he gave me the knight's protections. Using magic is almost impossible in this place, so having the knights to back me up was crucial. The knights? What does he need the knight's protection for? What are his plans? Sir Mithros starts pacing the room, his expression still calm. I found out that he planned to dispose of me after he obtained what he needed, so I disposed of him first. Alcaster might have been able to convince most of the knights to aid him by promising them promotions, but... well, my magic is far more convincing. Too bad they weren't in the last route, because you totally died. Sir Mithros stops in front of me, his deadpan expression transforming into a smile. For now, let us desist speaking of my plans. The minute Alcaster's plans were thwarted, I knew I had to contact you directly. I am happy to see you in the palace, Your Highness. Although, we really need to get you out of these clothes soon. A maid's clothing does not befit a princess like yourself. You're kind of giving me yandere vibes, I'm gonna be honest. That does not matter. My priority right now is to break my curse. Ah, of course. They must truly have been frightened to feel the need to curse you. I feel an uncomfortable tug in my heart. Uh-oh. To think that the Lucis Bearer would actually allow a witch to curse you. He looks mad. Sir Mithros shakes his head, disgust written on his features. When you suddenly disappeared that day, it was as if all traces of your existence had vanished. I searched for you endlessly, Princess. When you first appeared here in the palace, I did not recognize you immediately, but I felt a touch of magic in you and investigated. So the cloak that was put on her by Parfait actually alerted him to her presence anyway. Uh-oh. My curiosity is what prompted me to investigate you further. When I tried hard enough, I found that I could see through the glamour that had been cast on you. So Sir Mithros truly was the witch Parfait was referring to when she mentioned someone seeing through the glamour. Imagine my surprise when I found out that it was actually you. That fairy bearer has been nothing but a nuisance to us witches. First she betrayed your mother, and then she betrayed you before she had even met you. But Mother, she was the Tenant Brerum bearer, corrupted by darkness. Parfait only did what she had to do. Well, I think I've spoken on my thoughts on that a few times now, so let's just move on. Sir Mithros looks at me, clearly surprised. What lies have those people been whispering in your ears? Everything the Queen did, she did for us witches, to protect us from the wicked humans who destroyed our kind. It is clear to me where Sir Mithros' alliances lie. Sir Mithros sighs, runs a hand through his hair, and then continues speaking. On your 18th birthday, you will follow her footsteps. You will make this kingdom a place for all witches to prosper. I am nothing like her. I refuse to make people suffer to fuel the crystal. I never bore witness to the suffering the people had to go through during my mother's reign, but the stories are enough to reveal her true nature to me. It was hard to believe at first, but those people do not have any reason to lie to a servant like myself. They have nothing to gain from it. I finally understand why the hatred people had for me ran so deep even when I did nothing to them. It was because I was the witch's daughter. Your mother wouldn't be happy to hear you say that. Let me assure you that this is not a destiny you can run from, dear princess. I will not let destiny take control of my life. I feigned tiredness by releasing a long yawn. I am sorry for cutting you short, Sir Mithros, but please excuse me. I am getting tired. I'm about to walk past Sir Mithros when he starts speaking again, his voice a low whisper. I noticed that you've gotten close to the family you so despised before, the prince included. I narrow my eyes at him. You care about him, don't you? I must confess that this surprises me, princess. Such a relationship would certainly be a scandal. Even if you two are not blood related, he is still your stepbrother. Whatever will your dear father say about this? I clench my fist. He has no right to lecture me. I already know that these feelings are wrong. I know that I cannot have them. I assure you there's nothing between the both of us. Oh, is that so? Are those lies you uttered just to convince yourself? You? This man is beginning to try my patience. You got a very smackable face, sir. Allow me to share a little secret with you, princess. I am not interested. I head for the door and reach for the knob. Oh, but I think it is something you would be most curious about. I do, after all, know the consequences of the prince failing to break his curse. I also happen to know that someone special to him is getting married tomorrow. My hand freezes. How do you know about all of this? I know all of the happenings around the palace. That is my job, princess. Now tell me, do you know the ending to the fairy tale of the Little Mermaid? My blood runs cold when I remember that what Emmeline told me about the fairy tale. If the prince fell in love and married someone else, the Little Mermaid's heart would break and she would dissolve into sea foam. I conducted my own investigation and actually met the witch who bestowed the curse on the prince. In meeting her, I found out everything that there is to know about it. I turned to regard Mithros with a frown. It seems I have finally gotten your attention. Ursula vibes! What do you plan on doing to Rod? Sir Mithros shrugs. To him? Nothing really. I was merely curious. I wanted to know what you saw in him. What do you know about his curse? It says, it stays true to the fairy tale. Only in this case, the prince gives up his voice for a title. Still, it would end the same. The girl will fall in love with someone else despite his sacrifice. You mean, on his beloved's wedding day, the prince will die. I had thought you might have reached the same conclusion. Tragic, don't you think? I had the same thought, but is Rod truly going to die? So the reason Rod gave up breaking his curse was because he knew that Viorica would never love him back. He knew that he was going to die the moment Viorica married. Dread begins to wash over me. Why not ask him yourself? As if orchestrated by magic, the double doors open and Rod steps inside. When he sees me, his expression relaxes. I've been looking all over for you. I wanted to speak with you about my discussion with Lady Parfait. I turn around to face Sir Mithras once again, but to my surprise, he is already gone. When did Sir Mithras leave? Lucette, is something wrong? Was Sir Mithras really speaking the truth? Okay, I'm gonna say, okay. And we're gonna confront him! Is this really how you want things to end? What are you talking about? Have you even thought about what your family will feel after they find out that you lied about your curse? You're going to die when Viorica gets married tomorrow, am I right? That is why you told me that there is nothing I could do to help you break your curse. Because there really is nothing you can do to help me. Viorica will never return my love. I already accepted my fate a long time ago. Lady Parfait was the only one who insisted I find another boy to break my curse. But she refuses to give up on you, and I will not give up on you either. Yeah. I just realized this, but I've been aware of another way to break my curse from the beginning, but I would rather die than do what it is I need to do. Aha! I was just kind of thinking that a little bit, was that technically, if they go by the story, there's also the stabbing thing. But what occurred to me was that don't all the curses get broken on her 18th birthday? Like it automatically, or like, I don't know if it automatically breaks on her birthday. I think she probably still has to break her own curse or whatever. But that tells me, I mentioned before how like I was worried that he would have to possibly kill Viorica, kind of like in the original story where the mermaid was given a knife after her sisters had cut off all their hair in order to get a knife from the witch, and that all she had to do was kill the prince in order to return to the sea. She chose not to and become sea foam instead. So that indicates to me that the Viorica thing, that's true. But my other thought was mostly on that, well, what it was told, at least in Karma's route. I don't know if that still holds true for this route actually, because they haven't quite mentioned it, I don't think, or maybe I'm remembering wrong and getting like the routes like mixed up a little bit. But when she turns 18, her curse, I don't know 100% if it's supposed to be automatically gone when she turns 18. I imagine so, because that's when she becomes the Tenant Brand Bearer. But if it does, then she would have the ability to, you know, get rid of any curse, including his. So all they would really need to do is if he just told Emmeline that, or if they explained to Emmeline in other words, him not letting the family know who Lucette is also prevents him from being able to save his own life, because if you could make Viorica wait until after she turned 18, she could then dispel his curse and no one would have to worry about anything, whether they fall in love or not. That just hit me. She can actually save him without falling in love, without him killing Viorica, by just turning 18 and dispelling the curse, and just force Viorica to wait to get married until after that is done. There's a clear solution right there that keeps you from dying, and all you have to do is tell people. You would just have to admit to the rest of the royal family who she is in order to save your own life. I don't understand. Oh boy. Do what? Have you not read? Rod's voice trails off when he sees my confused expression. He clears his throat. Forget it. There's nothing more you can do. The reason I never told anyone the truth of my curse is because I never wanted anyone to blame themselves for not being able to help me. I was already a lost cause the moment Viorica fell in love with someone else. I can never take that happiness away from her. Rod becomes silent, his gaze downcast. The vulnerable expression catches me by surprise. You should have told me about your curse a long time ago. How many times must I repeat myself? Telling you about my curse won't change the outcome. But she can after she turns 18. And as you guys are the royal family, you can force Viorica to wait and get married until after she's turned 18 and dispelled your curse. It's that simple. I mean, it's not simple for Viorica, but it's simple for you guys. I could have tried to help you. Why are you so insistent on helping me? Because I care about you. Ahaha! She admitted it. My face warms up when the words escape my lips. My face warms up when the words escape my lips. Rod also flushes. What are you saying? That I am worried about you on Emmeline's behalf, of course. I do not want her to think that I let you die. Rod takes a deep breath. Just stop talking. You are in no position to tell me what to do. Lucette? There's a hint of warning in his voice. Now you better let me help you or... Oh! My words are cut off when Rod presses his lips to mine. It is only a brief kiss, and when he pulls away, his usual somberness has returned. I told you to stop talking. Aww. Aww. I can only stare back at him baffled. Rod, you do realize that you just kissed the princess? Sebi! Rod looks at Sebi, then at me. His face colors once more. He takes a step back, his lips pressed together. I'm sorry. Without any other warning, Rod turns abruptly and stalks out of the room. Sebi falls from his shoulder and falls to the ground, but Rod does not notice in his hurry to leave. I stare after him in shock. I can't believe he just ran away. I walk towards Sebi as I kneel down to pick him up. Are you alright? I'm fine. Thank you, princess. Sebi tilts his head to the side. That Rod. I wonder when he will start acting like a man. Suddenly kissing a girl like that is so unromantic. I think about the warmth of Rod's lips pressed against mine and flush again. Rod may not say much, but he has a lot going on in his head. Thoughts he doesn't ever want anyone to know. I don't want to speak on his behalf, but I know he really does care about you, princess. You've been speaking on his behalf, whatever. He's just a little standoffish and has a difficult time showing his emotions. He's sensitive like that. Take it from me, I'm always in his head. I care about him too, but what will become of my feelings once I break my curse? I will return to being his stepsister when this is all over. No, this is not the time to mull over such thoughts. I'm sorry for asking this of you, princess, but can you return me to Rod? That boy is useless without me. The exasperation in Sebi's voice makes me smile. Sebi acts like Rod's older sibling. Of course. When Rod does not open the door, I knock again. Rod's eyes widen as soon as he sees me. His face flushes a dark crimson. I'm here to return Sebi. Rod nods before slowly taking Sebi from my hands. Thank you. Be careful not to drop me again next time. There is a hint of a smile on Rod's face as he taps Sebi's face. Sorry. He looks so much more at ease when he smiles. Aww. Rod faces me again with an apologetic expression. Lucette, I really am sorry for what I did earlier. I'm actually gonna stop right there. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Bacon, and this so far has been Cinderella Phenomenon. If you liked the video, feel free to like the video. If you like me, feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that lovely stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!